I think if Canelo was using the jab effectively, hard, the guy wouldn't have been able to come in because the guy was coming in because he wasn't worried about Canelo's jab. So he got more aggressive and he got brave. If you're not jabbing, he has no defense. If he's not going to jab, the guy's going to walk right in on him like he did. Next fight, use your jab, different fight. Oh, it was really basic, you know.
I think it's the wrong move, but he couldn't handle a 154-pounder the way that he was handling everybody else before. And Madrimov is not Canelo. Canelo's been used to fighting all the bigger guys and has done very well with the bigger guys.
How did you go back in the 60s? Yeah, well, listen, Canelo is big. And shout out to Crawford stepping up. But does Crawford have to be worried about more things than just boxing?
Mike Tyson speaks highly of Canelo Alvarez and points out his fighting style as sharp, strong, and designed to wear opponents down. Tyson cautions that Terence Crawford is taking a big risk going against someone with Canelo's accuracy and knockout strength. He also suggests that Canelo has the ability to knock out Crawford and feels Alvarez's abilities are on a higher level.
Plan's gonna outbox Canelo Alvarez, Mike.
No.
No, he's gonna get so.
He's a friend of ours, so I hope he.
Look how pretty
he's your friend. You're going to his funeral.
Pretty. He's white. He can box. He's slick.
He looks like some Floyd Mayweather shit. He
look at him. Look at slick.
Wait till that mother start hitting that body.
Yeah.
Alvarez hit that mother body.
Look how slick, Mike. Look how slick he is.
Oh, he's gonna get.
Caleb buried his daughter when she was 2 years old.
Yeah.
He's got that killer attitude.
Some bullshit, Caleb, your white Woo!
Again, that's part of the marketability.
Oh yeah,
the complexion is white. It's not. You're not used to seeing somebody like that do that well.
He got the complexion for the protection, but he's gonna be in some this Mexican.
Bill Haney sees the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford as a rare event where two all-time greats face each other. He says both are already proven champions, and it is impossible to choose a winner until they actually fight. On one hand, Canelo has shown dominance in several weight classes, proving he can handle any style. On the other hand, Crawford's undefeated run and sharp technical skills show his own greatness. Haney's balanced view matches what many in boxing believe, that this fight will not only reveal who is better on the night, but could also change the discussion about legacy.
Canelo Crawford, what's your breakdown of the fight?
Huh?
Canelo against Crawford, what's your breakdown?
Man, when you talking about these big fights, you whispering. You talking, huh? You said Canelo and Crawford?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. That's the biggest fight, you know what I mean, in boxing right now. Canelo and Crawford. Crawford stepping up. Man, it's so big, you got Muhammad over there saying something about it. That's how big it is. They came off the bench. From the 60s, right, Muhammad? You go back in the 60s? Yeah, well, listen. 60 years ago. Canelo is big. And shout out to Crawford stepping up. But does Crawford have to be worried about more things than just boxing? Absolutely.
Let's go.
I didn't say he has to do any accusing, nor we would do that, but I'm saying is, let's worry. If you watch what happened to Devin just came out and said the damage is done after the fight. You can never go and repair that. So let's be cautious, let's be prepared, and at the very least, join 365 Nevada, 365 drug testing like Devin is doing. Shut up.
Mike Tyson was direct when talking about Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez at a press conference with the Mexican star. Tyson said Crawford is too small to compete at this weight. He explained that while fans may admire courage and ambition, the difference in size cannot be ignored. His remarks carry weight because they come from one of the most feared fighters ever, someone who understands better than most how crucial natural size and strength are in a fight.
Mike Tyson, he says that this is a fight that nobody calls for. It's just simply too much of a size difference. Shannon Briggs is the believer in styles make fights, skill set, and the skill set of Canelo Alvarez versus the skill set of Terence Crawford favors the skill set of Terence Crawford, not only just to win, but to possibly stop Canelo Alvarez for the first time in his career. Now, Canelo Alvarez is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is 4-division champion, undefeated, 2-division undisputed champion.
Abel Sanchez, who trained Gennady Golovkin during his prime, expressed serious doubt about Crawford's chances. He based his view on weight class history, pointing out that Crawford has never fought at this level, and moving up is a major risk. He reminded fans that even Dmitry Bivol, a natural light heavyweight, had to push hard to beat Canelo. For Crawford, who has never faced anyone this big, the challenge is even tougher. Sanchez stressed that skill alone cannot overcome size, and that Crawford must prove he can handle the extra weight against a fighter used to battling much larger opponents. His view shows how thin the line is between ambition and danger in boxing.
Valid Hall of Famer. I just think that moving up in weight without having fights to merit that, I think it's the wrong move. But he couldn't handle a 154-pounder the way that he was handling everybody else before. And Madrimov is not Canelo. Canelo's been used to fighting all the bigger guys and has done very well with the bigger guys. Nobody's hurt him. Nobody's heard of him. He's fought the biggest punch. He fought Gennady. Come on, he fought Gennady twice, really the good fights, and then Bivol couldn't. Bivol hit him with everything and couldn't hurt him. So how's Terence gonna do that? I don't think he can. I see Canelo going away maybe in a 16-12, 17-13 kind of fight. The first 3 or 4 rounds will be difficult for Canelo, or a little harder for Canelo because of the speed. But once he is, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, you know, the first 3 or 4 rounds where Kell was fast. But Terence is going to expose himself when he throws his punches, and Canelo's going to finally get this timing down, and I think we'll be able to control the fight.
The adult showed a mixed view, saying that while he personally supports Crawford and hopes he wins, his knowledge of boxing makes him admit the fight is an uphill battle. He stressed that emotion alone cannot judge boxing, and that history and facts must be considered. Crawford's skills are outstanding, but when size, weight, and experience are measured, the advantage goes to Canelo. His stance reflects a larger truth in boxing that fans may wish for one result, but must face the reality of the matchup, showing how hard it is to separate hope from honest judgment.
People forget Canelo got skill. We're going to talk about that. No. As a Bud fan, I would love for him to have a tune-up. I agree. Yeah. And listen, I want Bud to win, but because I'm too old. We're talking about age. I'm too old to think something's going to happen because I really, really want it. I've been living on this earth for too long to start believing that shit. I felt that way at 9 years old. But shit don't happen because I just really, really want it. I can't say it. Let me see. You got to play the Damon Wayans smart clip. Yeah, you're right. Yes. Let me see. Do people really believe Bud is going to stop or knock out Canelo? Yes, they do. Name the last boxer to do that. They believe it, brother.
Boxing coach Dion Elam gave a confident prediction that Canelo Alvarez will come out on top. He explained that Canelo's experience sparring and fighting bigger men is a major advantage. Elam pointed out that Canelo has taken hard shots from naturally larger fighters and kept moving forward, a trait that cannot be ignored when facing a smaller opponent. He said that while Crawford is highly skilled, he has never faced this kind of test. Elam's view highlights the reality that toughness and experience against power are just as important as skill. By stressing Canelo's success against bigger opponents, Elam made it clear that Crawford is entering a fight where Canelo has already proved himself many times.
How do you see it ending?
Canelo is still one of my favorite active fighters. A lot of people are going to judge and say things about his last fight. I understand he didn't cut the ring, all these different things. I think everything will be the intensity. Everything is going to pick up because it's being Crawford. And I think Crawford. I know he's definitely not going to box like that, dancing around, moving around. He's going to move his feet. I think Canelo wins the fight. I think the weight does play a factor by him coming up, putting on all that weight. Canelo's been up there. He's been in the ring with serious punchers before and been hit clean by those guys, clean on the chin, didn't budge, didn't break. I don't see Crawford having that type of punching power like was it Bivol, Triple G, guys like that. So I think that for me, I think if Canelo Crawford has to box and not care to want a crowd please. He has to stick and move. If he sits there too long with Canelo, I think Canelo, his defense is great. He'll be able to withstand it and take him in deep waters and win the fight.
Besides being a boxing coach, you're an expert in strength and conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Crawford never fought more than 154. Mm-hmm. Do you think bulking up, obviously he's bulking up, we're seeing the picture, he's moving up from 147, 54, 60, 68, he's going to gain 15, 20, 30 pounds. Will that slow him down by around 5, 6, 7? The heart, the muscle, the oxygen you take. I mean, if your body's not used to fighting it at that size, it doesn't not make a difference.
It depends on what type of strength and conditioning you're doing too, though. So like when you do like explosive stuff and things like that, plyometrics is different. But he has to bulk up, so he has to lift a little bit of weight. I'm pretty sure he has people with the knowledge and the proper money that he has to get the right people to do the right things. But I still think that putting on that much muscle mass is going to be effective when it comes, like you said, the oxygen to the blood.
So he could gas out halfway through, or maybe stay at the lower weight class. Don't bulk up and just be yourself.
Yeah, true. But I think because his fight is at what, 68?
But Canelo's not gonna be 168 on fight night.
Hell no, he's gonna be almost like 180 something, probably almost 90 something. So that's gonna be a difference. That's almost like when Canelo fought Belanga. He was like, what? He had to be like damn near 200 pounds.
Trainer Robert Garcia raised serious concerns about how adding weight could hurt Crawford. He explained that gaining too much too fast can take away a fighter's natural strengths, especially speed and sharpness, which are key to Crawford's style. Garcia also dismissed comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, noting that Mayweather never jumped recklessly in size and always stayed within his limits. Crawford, on the other hand, is moving up to face a natural super middleweight who has carried his power across divisions. Garcia's warning is a reminder that ambition must be balanced with strategy, and in this case, the physical changes might weaken one of Crawford's biggest advantages.
Look, with Crawford, I think gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them. If they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go rounds, then they're trying to maybe go the distance and they'll be happy with that. But I think Crawford's natural talent, Mayweather had it. You know, you guys were just mentioning it right now that Mayweather never needed to gain weight and never needed to be heavy to be able to beat those bigger guys. I think Crawford's skills, we give Crawford a chance because we know how good he is, how, you know, his skills, his speed, his combinations. But if he's gaining so much weight, he might not be able to do those. He might not be able to have those same skills when it comes to his speed, his footwork, because of the weight. So we'll see. You know, I just hope he's not just training and getting big to survive and go the distance, because maybe that's a win for him. Maybe he's thinking, if I go the distance with him, that's a big win for me. So, you know, I just hope not. I expect Crawford to actually pull up some runs and maybe even pull up the fight. But if he's too heavy, too big, he's gonna get hit, and he's gonna have to exchange punches, and that's where the danger comes in.
Many believe this fight could end up like Mayweather versus Pacquiao, a long-awaited clash that disappointed fans because both men fought too safely and delivered a slow tactical match. Instead of action, years of hype turned into frustration, and some fear the same could happen here. If Canelo and Crawford fight cautiously, Crawford might hold back against the bigger man, while Canelo could stay defensive to avoid counters. The concern is that the fight may not match the build-up, and for a sport that depends on excitement, another flat mega fight could damage boxing's reputation even more.
Right now, boxing is hanging on a thread. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford pulls a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, there's no turning back. In this side of the pond, boxing is dead. Look, a lot of things is going to Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Just put this. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, if it would have came to fruition, was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Boots Ennis, and Tio could have happened in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of these big fight that it was planned was not going to be here. It's not going to be here. So for networks to trust the sport of boxing once again, this fight between Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, whoever you pick, whoever you support, is more than just wins and losses. Doesn't matter. The fight has to win. Doesn't matter if Canelo Alvarez, doesn't matter if Terence Crawford win, lose. The fight has to win. Just like when it was Hagler versus Hearns on a Monday, prime time. Prime time. That was a fight on a Monday, prime time, free TV. They put up a wonderful performance of this day. people still remember, and it was only 3 rounds. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, they better show out and entertain. Because if they lay an egg, boxing is dead.
Former champion Chris Algieri shared his perspective based on personal experience. He explained that adding size changes everything in the ring. Movements get slower, timing becomes harder to control, and the extra weight does not always mean more punching power. Algieri emphasized that Crawford's world-class skill is still there, but warned that the added weight could make the later rounds tougher as his stamina fades.
Crawford is Terence Crawford. But John Ruiz is not Canelo Alvarez. So that's another aspect of that comparison. And yes, exactly what the champ said, exactly what Abel Sanchez said, you're going to put on weight, you're going to be a different fighter. And I can say this even as a fighter as myself, as I've gotten heavier in my retirement, I try and move around the gym, it just feels different. And even when you start camp, you feel different in the beginning than you do at the end. But listen, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away. I don't know exactly what Terence is weighing right now. And even if he does say what he weighs, man, he's gone out there and said he's weighed, all types of crazy numbers just to get media to respond. So it's really not really going to know until the fight and we see these guys next to each other. He might look bigger right now, but he might not be that heavy. He might still be in the range that these guys are targeting for the fight itself. But I will say this, if you look at it historically, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Floyd was 36 years old. Canelo was a young man. I think he was 21 or something like that, or 23, under 23, whatever the case may be. Floyd came in how Floyd always comes in. He didn't try to put on weight for that fight. I think he came in 150 pounds, like he always did in his big fights, and even at 36 years old. And it was his speed, it was his technical proficiency, it was his skill, and his jab, which is what gave Canelo fits all night long and eventually why he lost 11 rounds to 1. So I don't know that Crawford really needs to be packing on this muscle. And I have actually argued in my own head. I'm like, yeah, but he's older. He's not Floyd. Floyd was 36 when they fought.
Fred Jenkins Jr. argued that height will not be a major factor since both fighters are close in that area. But he stressed that weight is the real issue. He explained that Canelo carries his size naturally, while Crawford is forcing his body to adapt to added muscle and mass, which could affect his stamina and movement in ways the stats do not show. Jenkins suggested that Crawford's real test is not just facing a bigger opponent, but learning how to perform at a weight that does not come naturally to him. The result may depend on whether Crawford can adjust without losing the skills that made him successful at lighter divisions.
Really good to Canelo. I'm pretty sure Crawford is studying and watched. His team and them is watching. And yes, they're really not like, you would say bigger because of the weight, but they actually like, what, how about that? Same height?
I think Crawford might be a little taller.
Yeah, but let's see, Canelo might be wider in mass, but you got to also add the fact that, Crawford was a wrestler. People keep forgetting that part of it. He's naturally a strong, physical guy, so I like that fight. I'm going to just watch it as just like a fan because it can go either way. Crawford can outbox him, Canelo catch him, but I like that fight. I'm going to just watch it as a fan, just to study it, that's all.
Trainer Rob Aosta defended Crawford against doubts about his recent weight gain. Some critics suggested the change might not be natural, but Aosta firmly rejected those claims, giving credit instead to Crawford's disciplined training and strict nutrition plan. He said Crawford has always had elite work ethic, and that his physical progress comes from dedication and conditioning, not shortcuts. Aosta's view shifts the focus back to the fight itself while protecting Crawford's reputation. He also reminded fans that preparing for a fight of this level demands total commitment, and Crawford has never been the type to cut corners.
Crawford. Okay. PEDs. You've been hearing a lot about Terence Crawford and Victor Conte as of late.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Little people are making accusations. People are insinuating that Crawford is indeed doping, and based off of his recent size. And they're not used to Terence Crawford looking this big. And give me some insight into that. Give me some insight into fighters walk around weight, PEDs, and criticism of the guy that hasn't tested positive versus the guy in the same fight that's tested positive and team has tested positive.
Right. First, I don't think Crawford is taking anything. I don't think he is. I think just the size difference in what he walks around to what he's been looking lately, that is that's just something that possibly, you know, that's how he walks around. Now, Crawford's physique, he's the type of guy that if he becomes heavy, it shows in his face, it shows in the obliques, but he still got abs, he still got definition in his chest. You know what I mean? So he could just possibly just look like that. Now, mind you, there's still a decent amount of time. We're still talking about 4 weeks. So I'm curious to see how either wherever he is, the cut goes, or however low he goes, how it gets constructed on the way up.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more coming your way.